Pretty roses in the sun. Oh. Let's see. Looks like the Nandina are changing color. Needs water. Everything does need water. Look at that little number. Just deader than a doornail. Love the colors right there. The yellow cholla and the purple prickly pear. I want to show you, I'd love to have done a daily, not that I walk every day, view of these. And I'm going to have to look up the name because I can't pronounce it. They were green and now they're orange and they're going to be bright red. They were keeping them trimmed, but now they're not. And I want to show you this guy's purple passion flower. Mine does not grow like this at all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Should I say that again? This man knows how to do a yard. Oh my, that is a northern exposure. My front is northern, but my backyard is southern. And mine is in a container and extremely unhappy. Don't you love these rocks? I am going to do my best to get the addresses out. You can see there's one on the road right there. Ocotillo, so beautiful. What are these? Are junipers, right? And these people really. I mean, I think I told you before, I think they're very happy people. Somebody's happy in the house. It's a trumpet vine or Tacoma coming over the back here. And that is mimosa. I got a memory. It's super common. I used my little plant identifier. Ocotillo. Nice ones too. They're not my thing, but I do admire them in the wild. They don't bloom all year. The leaves will fall off and then they turn into a brown thing. The Arizona pines. Am I right? We love our gravel here. This is some exceptionally tidy gravel. Right on this corner and down there. Weeds will grow. You just gotta stay on them. Landscape fabric or not. Some nice plantings in a very conservative yard, like restrained, you know what I mean? Not me. It was a volunteer mimosa. Sweet lantana. The local landscape company does do these little rock, so-called rivers, dry rivers. Here's some fresh gravel, or it looks good anyway. How about that? I love this, guys. The lights. This is usually used for drainage control, but so nice. There's another volunteer mimosa. I'll show this to you because it's too obvious, but I love the paint job on this. I think it's very interesting. There's another row of the Italian cypress. I'm going to show you this house if I can, and I think I've shown it to you before, but I'll show it to you again. I want to make sure to keep the address out. Presumably they're retired. Absolutely delightful. Delightful. Some people do plant or position these kind of ironwork flowers. They're kind of cute. They're kind of catchy. You don't have to water them. A lot more of those Italian cypress. This is probably an olive tree. Junipers. More of the Italian cypress over here. I pointed these out many times. Those are the Mule Mountains, Fort Bisbee. They're going to build out here someday. Mountain over there, right in there, is Mexico. That's Cerro San Jose, that mountain. Mule Mountains, Bisbee, which is almost on the border of Mexico. And the Huachuca Mountains behind there, all the way to here. And all the way through there. Cacti that are not being taken care of, but they were planted. They didn't just pop up in here. Our leaf colors are not changing yet. Of course, it's going to be 91 today, 91 tomorrow. Desert willow, volunteer for sure. Desert willow, big one, probably a volunteer. Photinia, it's a desert willow up there under the light post. It's about 8 o'clock. People are off to work. Looks like somebody's getting ready to do some work somewhere. They're staging out there. That is the church parking lot. Maybe they're gonna work on the church. Desert willow. Newly asphalted walkways. There's certainly a sidewalk as well. So the backs of all the houses pines, probably a desert willow, maybe an oak tree or two, cacti. I don't know if you'll remember last year I was filming out here and I was like showing some folks the city was cleaning this up. Oh, it was so great. I didn't notice they were in orange and I was filming. And then I was like, oh no. Oh, shoot. It's embarrassing. And if I have to spell it out, orange means that they were inmates. Arizona pines, big ones. Some Italian cypress. When they came through and cleaned, they cut down a lot. They did not cut down any cacti at all. At all. They left them all intact. Arizona's kind of weird about that. Apparently up in Tucson, they're stealing cactuses. Or is it Phoenix? Either way. There's a mimosa tucked in there, in that cactus there. I think there's a couple cottonwoods down here. And from my travels yesterday, that is about the only thing that's changing color. And I don't think it's due to cooling temperatures or a fall-like atmosphere. I think it is because they didn't get enough water this year. All of the streams in Garden Canyon were dry, and I'd never seen them dry. I'm not saying they don't get dry. I'm just saying I've never seen them dry. And I was discouraged. I really do appreciate those little streams. So this is dog poop, but also I've been seeing javelina poop out here. Those are oleanders. Lots and lots of oleanders. My goodness. These are not cottonwood either. Let me see what these are. This is a tree I just can't memorize. It's a velvet ash, Arizona ash. Those two, I couldn't pick them out in a lineup. See, I think that is a cottonwood down there. Simply because there is water in here occasionally. I think those are oleanders. Yeah, they are. Some of them look pretty dry. It's a beautiful view of the mountains, isn't it? Here's javelina scat. It's usually seedy. I think they're from a cactus that they eat, maybe the fruit of the prickly pear. I think that's a cottonwood right there. They just have a certain look to them, you know. But this guy's not getting enough water either. To think of Arizona struggling without rain, since one thinks that's all Arizona, that is a cottonwood. That's all Arizona does, but they didn't get enough this year, I guess. That is a cottonwood, though my plant identifier identified it as a quaking aspen. I wasn't sure that was true, because if it was, I don't really know anything. But I went ahead and magnified it. There's a painted lady on this thing. Desert broom, is it? And it did come out cottonwood. This is called a velvet mesquite, and I don't know why I cannot recognize a mesquite. I'm trying to memorize from these tiny little leaves. A lot of cactus in here. Let's lock in which one this is again. I keep forgetting. All right, that is cholla, as I mentioned. And this is a sweet acacia. So my neighbor has one of these growing right on my wall. I'm going to have to talk to her about that. If she has any idea. She's not a gardener. She's not even this is her first home at age almost 60. That's a mesquite. And this is an acacia, which is what she's got growing. Her little twig. They had cut it down every year, but that's not going to do well on my brick wall, is it? I say mine because I paid for at least the top 2 bricks of it. So these leaves are different from the mesquite. Honestly, these two look alike to me in that they're smaller groupings. I just passed this and wanted to film it. This is a mimosa tree on the outside of somebody's yard. Doesn't get any water. It's very messy with leaves. It's yellowing early. Leaves and seed pods, and blooms when they're in bloom. My guess is that's an oak. My guess is that one's dead. It costs a bit to have people come take trees down. You know, almost 1,000, I think. Well, that's actually got growth of some kind. I'm not sure. I should know what that is. I think it's a crepe myrtle. Yeah. Most people don't attend to this, and neither do I. I've tried. I don't have a way to get water to them. my outside area. I think it's a big tall euonymus, isn't it? That's so pretty. The way it turns yellow. And that looks like a volunteer desert willow. Leads. Sweet acacia, right? Again, a mimosa. And this beauty is an Arizona sycamore. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What if it drops its leaves? I bet it does. I hate to be the neighbor, but my goodness, that's pretty. It's a lot like the tree that was just dead. Mimosa. There were a lot of those here. Just went a sale. That's a cottonwood. That's interesting. I must have a water source in there. What is this one? Come on. How do I not know this stuff? Okay, quick before I forget. This is a California buckwheat. African sumac. I think that is a Palo Verde. Looks like there were some volunteer trees out here. This is a tree with all these berries. Okay, I've got to know this. Looks like a photinia. What do you think that is? Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can see it. An unidentified flying object. Separating, releasing other pieces. Oh, for sure is. I think there's a bird flying around it. Well, my goodness, that's a privet. All right, so I used to have those in front of my house as a hedge, and then took them down. They were getting too big, too tall, and they got eaten up one year by our beloved moth. What is that big gypsy moth? Oh my goodness gracious, turning black. They were awful. All right, back where I started. I've enjoyed the walk. Thanks for walking with me this morning. Gonna watch my step. I am not about to walk into my neighborhood holding a phone camera out like I'm videotaping. One guy already asked me if I was taking pictures of plants. Yes. Because, you know, looks a little suspicious, doesn't it? Whew. It'll be 91 today, my poor pansies. I could plant a few under cover of shade around the edges of some plants. They'll do well. The rest are gonna have to wait. Okay, talk soon. Thanks for joining me.